Well, hello. How are you?
I'm Teri.
I'm Mark. Nice to
Hi,
meet
Mark.
you.
Nice to meet you. I'm doing this show called Van Therapy. Would you want to get in my van
I'll
with
get in
me
your van.
and
Yeah,
talk about life?
I got some issues.
Okay, good. Come on.
All right, thank
we
you.
all have issues, right?
I think so.
This is the perfect place to share issues.
You're my wife's favorite author. She really loved your book, Burnt Toast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a big impetus for her to take a move in her first marriage and then end up with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like really touched
Yeah.
by that. So what in particular?
It's okay to be a little selfish. It's okay to take care of yourself first.
Right.
You know, and I didn't read the book, so I can't speak to it, but I can tell you, I've always.
It was about deserving.
It was about and
the life she deserved.
And really, she can't be the mother she wanted to be unless she took care of herself first, is what I get from it,
Mm-hmm.
And nobody could be, in any relationship, you really can't give it your all unless you truly love yourself first and can have that real sense of knowing who you are, and then you could share with a partner and hopefully be a great parent to it, to your children. And so.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm really touched.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
so it sounds like you are in. Do you have issues?
So
it sounds like you're in a pretty good place.
I'm in a good place now.
Okay.
My issue. So, I always thought about being a dad. From the time I was 12 years old, I knew I was going to be a dad, and sure enough, when I was 30, I had a son. He's 19 now, and then 5 years later, I had another son, and he's gonna be 14 in 2 days.
Okay.
The little one, he's in 8th grade. And he wants to be a director, and he's super talented as well. But I don't want to make the same mistake that I made with the first one. I can't go through another 4 years of having animosity with my son. My older one and I were fighting all the time.
And what was the fight?
About did you do your homework? And he would lie to me that he did it, and he didn't do it. And so I would,
Okay.
I would say we would be fighting a lot about that, and I just don't want to have that same. I'm a big believer in being honest with somebody, and so that I would be okay if he said, "Dad, I didn't do the homework tonight. I know I need to do it." But what happened was he was lying to me all the time, and that was getting me even more upset because I'm being called into the office saying, what's going on with your son's grades and what's going on. He's, so I just thought I don't want to repeat the same thing, with my.
And you feel
second.
like he's already kind
a
of
little bit. He's starting to have the same patterns, focus strictly on being a filmmaker and not the core classes.
And you think he thinks that because he has this passion or talent or direction for directing, that he doesn't have to pay attention to that stuff?
Well, I think he realizes that he has to do it, but I'm not sure if he's going to take it as seriously as I would like him to. I feel like take all the time you want on the weekends when you're done with your homework to focus on your arts, on your creativity, but just to have I want him to have certain make sure that he takes priority. Puts his classwork as a priority. Get that over with. Don't procrastinate. Do it, and then take care of the arts.
So this is what I would say, and I'm not. I would say to him, and then I would say something to you. Okay, what I would say to you is, it sounds like you've done a really good job up till now. Meaning that it sounds like you've created a space and a belief within your child that they believe they can do things. And I think that's great parenting.
Okay.
That you should, I think, applaud yourself for having created a child that has the self-esteem to think that they can be a director and to think that they can do things and to even be able to recognize what they're passionate about. That's special. Some kids don't even feel noticed enough that they even think they're valuable, that they would even think that they are capable of doing anything, let alone being a recording star or a director or whatever, which are big dreams.
Right.
I remember having conversations with my daughter because here's the thing, as a parent, at some point it's beyond your control. And I know all of this stuff we have, this parenting angst, is because you want the best for your child. So to be able to say, listen, I get that academics are not important to you right now in high school. And I get that you may not even go to college. And so it may not even matter. But my job is to make sure that you have choices. And I would not be being a good parent, a good dad, if I let you flounder through high school you ended up as a senior and suddenly told me, hey, Dad, I want to go to that film thing at NYU.
Right.
But your grades were so bad and your SAT scores were so bad that the reality is you could be a great young human being and you don't have those grades and that test score and you're not getting into NYU's film school.
Right.
You're not getting into USC's film school. And you might be telling me now, I don't want to go there. But it's 4 years of being a teenager, from 14 to 18. And I'm just telling you, this is not about me dogging on you or being after you. This is about my job as a parent is to make sure you have all the choices. And I'm not doing my job if I don't demand that you pay attention to this schoolwork.
Right.
So I totally see you and I get you, and I'm not even arguing with you, but I'm telling you what you don't see, that you got to try to trust me a little bit. I'm older, I'm your father. I'm trying to set you up to have all the choices. And one of the choices might be going to one of these great director schools, and if you don't have the grades, you're not going to be able to do that choice. I mean, have you tried that?
Not like that. Not. I didn't say it like that. I need to. That's good. I like that. It's just being real with them and just saying like
it's
this.
Being real.
And
I know that what's hard about being real is this fear as the parent. Like, you're taking all the steps. You're like, God, I know if he doesn't have good grades, he'll get kicked out of high school, and then this will happen, and then this will happen, and then he'll become a drug addict, and then like, it's really easy for us to like go down all the bad things. The other phrase maybe he would respond to is the idea of this toolbox. I always used to talk about the toolbox, that my job as a parent is to help you, child, end up with the biggest toolbox, like all kinds of tools in there, so that when things don't go your way, when you're disappointed, when somebody cheats on you, when a friend treats you like crap, when things do go your way, like whatever it is, that you have the appropriate tools to sustain whatever that is, because that's what life is going to be. Life is going to be a series of things going and not going your way, and you need to have good, constructive ways to handle it all. And one of the things that needs to be in your toolbox is continuing to do things that you don't necessarily enjoy. I don't really like high school. I don't really see the point. My daughter, who now is in an Ivy League school, said to me the other day, I really never have used that parallelogram whole theory that we, and she said, I'm just saying, I said it at the time, and I'm saying it as a 20-year-old. Parallelograms was not really the thing. And she's right. But she had to get an A in that math class, because if she wanted to end up where she wanted to end up, that was part of the deal. And she's right. She's a writer. She's never going to use it. But it was part of the deal. And so, I got her the tutor. I tried to make math as fun as I could. Like other things I would do, I tried to make the homework setting fun.
Yeah, make it like a game, I guess.
Make it like, that there's nice music and that the lighting is, and that maybe there's a bowl of carrots and oranges, something to make it not so tedious. That I would try to do that, but then she still had to show up and do the work.
Were you like overseeing her, or would you give her the space to figure, like, I feel like I gave the first one way too much rope, and he hung himself with it in a sense. I mean, he did graduate high school, obviously, but did you feel like you needed to, like, check on her, stay on top of it?
She was pretty studious, and I didn't really. She was like the non-procrastinator, like the person that would, so I didn't have that, but I did. She did have things where she wanted to give up, and I would try to instill in her that it's an unrealistic expectation to think that things are easy. To think that A, you should only do things that are easy for you, and B, you should only do things that you enjoy. That's an unrealistic expectation. And by the way, getting to the other side of them, and I could use cleaning your house as an example. I don't want to clean my house, but boy, do I like when it's clean. I don't like, I'm little things, I don't like paying attention to having to take my car to the shop to get it fixed or whatever, but like, I like when I can drive it, so there's, I think the thing, cleaning your lawn, whatever it is, the knowing that there are things we don't want to do, but they get us to the other side of something that we appreciate, and that's that is the more realistic expectation of life, rather than I'm only going to do the things
Right.
that are fun that I like.
Right.
Because that's
not
not
life.
really going to be
Right.
real.
Thank you.
That's so
Thank you.
great. Thank
I'm
you
so excited.
much.
Thank
It's
you.
so nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too.
Oh my
It's
gosh. I
special.
hope that was helpful.
So helpful.
I hope it
It's
was.
great. I'm going to show it to my kids.
I'm here at Urban Radish, which is the best grocery store in downtown Los Angeles, and we have shot a whole series of van therapy episodes here, so make sure you subscribe and you'll be the first to know when a new one's out. Oh, this is passion fruit. I am passionate about passion fruit. It's my favorite.